For those of you who have continued thus far and have put some time and effort into these various practice exercises that we are investigating, I am certain that in spite of, without a doubt, a certain amount of initial frustration, that progress definitely has been made. And with that progress, I am certain that there is an essential element of awakened perception that comes with the development of the skill. And that is, in fact, our goal. Our goal is to become more conversant with the subtler aspects and attributes of our sensory abilities. Our modern society does not culture in any meaningful way a robust and authentic relationship to subtlety, certainly not the subtlety of the senses. But for the navigator, a strong, confident, innate, authentic relationship with the sensory existence of life is essential. Some of this is much more sensitive and subtle than one might anticipate. In this episode, we will introduce an unusual phenomenon known as Heidegger's brush, which demonstrates the innate human ability shared with many other animals, honeybees most notably, of the ability to see and perceive polarized light. This can be demonstrated by facing a liquid crystal display screen, here presented to you as white. And after adjusting one's gaze in a manner through the screen, more or less focused at a non-discrete or even infinite distance, one tilts the head side to side, either 45 degrees in either direction. Initially difficult to perceive, one will start to see the emergence of yellow dots, often on the diagonal of the screen. And what those are entropic phenomenon of an innate ability for you to see actually the polarized aspect of the light emerging from the screen. This is of utility to the navigator because the same effect presents itself in foggy environments in opposite aspect to where a non-visible sun might be. And for myself, I have found this particular phenomenon to be especially useful as approaching storms, especially those that are creating very high levels of atmospheric wind at high altitude, will propel very, very fine layers of ice crystals across the sky. The ice crystals spinning at hundreds of miles an hour also create a polarized effect, and it allows the navigator to perceive the approach of storm conditions far before the indication of a barometer or other visual cues. One can actually, in fact, learn to see in real time the marbled effect of approaching wind at high altitude. So I would encourage a certain amount of practice with this technique. It's a curiosity for us at this perhaps level of proficiency, but it does take a certain amount of time to develop. Certainly it takes us time to come to a full appreciation of simply how profound and sensitive our senses can actually be. And the more we embrace that, the faster we will progress.